Friendly Pizzatola center for Brown.
Downey and Howard to take the opening tap here at Brown. The ball up in the air, and the tap is controlled by Howard and the Bears, and we are underway. Tavon Blackman brings it across the timeline into the forecourt, finds Spieth up top. Dribble to the left and handed to Brandon Anderson, who takes it up top and gets it back to Steven on the left wing. Spieth up top to Obi Akoli. One bounce and pass it right side to Blackman, now on the corner to Anderson. Brandon left hand dribble up top, back to the right side of the floor, in the paint, and now he fires in the corner to Blackman for three. A little bit too strong. Rebound on the weak side by Sam Downey. And now the Bulldogs with their first possession. No score, opening minute of play here at Brown University. Brown hosting Yale. For Yale, here's Reynolds. Pass it on the left-hand side to Anthony Dallier. Dallier, loop pass down low to Reynolds. Reynolds got into the basket, has it stripped and stolen away by Howard.
Howard's one of the top ball stealers in the Ivy League out of the center position.
And the Bears are the top team in steals in the Ivies themselves. Yale with the basketball. Neither team has scored. A minute 15 into the basketball game. Trey Phil's dribble penetration puts up the shot and hits it. Trey Phil's gives the Bulldogs the first lead of the game. It's 2-0 Yale. 18:33 to go here in the opening half. Howard gets it on the left side to Spieth. Spieth in front of the Yale bench, up top to Obi Akoli. Right hand dribble to the right side, foul line extended. Up top to Spieth for a long three, and it's good.
Well, Reynolds going to have to come out on Steven Spieth, give Obi that assist.
A nice piece on Steven Spieth and his brother Jordan on ESPN and ESPN.com this week, and we'll play that for you at halftime of tonight's game. There's another near steal by Howard. Yale gets the basketball back. Reynolds dribble penetration, scoop to the hoop is good. Blake Reynolds puts Yale back on top, 4-3 over the Brown Bears. Spieth dribbling baseline, takes it all the way through reverse, missed the reverse layup, and Reynolds with the rebound. Yale in transition. Phils has it on the right wing in front of the Brown bench. Now gets it up top to Anthony Dallier. Dribbles left off the high ball screen set by Reynolds. Passes it off to Oni in the corner to Phils. Down low to Downey. Downey has his shot go off the side of the backboard. Thought Spieth bumped him. No call. Back the other way. Here's Brandon Anderson. Takes it to the hoop. Draws the contact. And will go to the free throw line to shoot two.
James Jones questioning the call. What James Jones has the beard this year, Scott.
Yeah, different look for James.
Totally different.
James Jones has done a terrific job at Yale, hasn't he? He has built a program.
Every year, they're strong every single year. But this year is unbelievable. They lost his starting team from last year.
Yeah. Brandon Anderson, who was the 11th best free throw shooter in the Ivies at 78%, misses his first, but you know, your point is well taken. In his 18 years at Yale, it seems like they're competitive at the top of the league year in and year out. Of course, the defending Ivy League champs, and you mentioned he replaces all 5 starters, and still here they are competing at or near the top of the league. Anderson hits 1 of 2 at the stripe and ties the game at 4, 2.5 minutes in. Anderson harassing Dallier, who brings it up into the forecourt. Now they get it to Downey on the right side to Trey Phils. Phils being forced by Blackman to his right, so he gives it up to Downey and hands it back to Trey Phils. Up top to Reynolds, left side Dallier. Dribble penetration, that's a charge.
Josh Howard picks up I'll tell you, he did a great job last week at Penn.
So that is the 3rd charge drawn by Josh Howard in the last 2 games, and really the 4th, because there was one late in the game that out of courtesy they gave it to Penn. They called it a foul on Howard, but it really was a charge drawn by Josh Howard.
Yeah, it's really something. I think it makes a huge difference for the Bears. Keeps the other team away from just going right to the rim every time.
So Dallier with 2 quick ones goes to the bench in favor of Alex Copeland. Bears with the ball in a 4-4 tie, 3 minutes in. Brandon Anderson dribbles down the left side of the lane. Pull-up jumper from the left elbow is no good. Rebound Josh Howard. Howard goes back up in traffic, missed the shot. Tip in by Akoli is good.
They stayed with the 2 offensive rebounds for Brown.
And the Bears take a 6-4 lead. 16:45 to go in the opening half. Here's Trey Phils, dribbles to the basket, and his pass is stolen away by Obi Akoli as he tried to kick it out to Oni. Here's Tavon Blackman. Blackman dribbles down the paint, puts up the floater from 10, missed it. Rebound pulled down by Reynolds. Back the other way, Copeland for Yale. Dribbles behind the back, passes it up top to Reynolds, swinging to the right side to Trey Phils. Phils back up top to Reynolds, thought about the 3. Dribbles down the left side of the lane, missed the shot. Oh, they
Oh,
call.
that's not a block.
Are you kidding me?
Unless he was in, look, we're not going to be able to see it, but unless he was in the...
But there was very little contact there. That didn't warrant a call.
And it's a shooting foul.
It's going to send Sam Reynolds to the free throw, Blake Reynolds, excuse me, to the free throw line to shoot 2. Reynolds on the season, a 74% free throw shooter. And Reynolds hits the first one. Travis Fuller checks into the Brown lineup, replacing Josh Howard. Reynolds gets the ball for his second free throw attempt, and that one is also good. He ties the game at 6. 16 minutes, 16 seconds to go. First half, Brown 6, Yale 6. Here's Tavon Blackman up top to Fuller. Travis dribbles to the right, hands it to Obi Akoli, who takes it up top of the dribble, dribbles to the left elbow, try to pass it in the corner to Anderson, batted out of bounds by Yale's Mie Oni. Corey Doherty will check into the Brown lineup, giving Brandon Anderson a breather. Now here's Doherty up top to Spieth. He's going to try a 3 left of the key. It's good.
Another 3 for Spieth, 2 for 2 tonight.
Stevens shoots it from 34% from beyond the arc. He's got a couple tonight, and he puts the Bears back up on top 9-6. They lead Yale. Here's a steal by Obi Akoli. Akoli's going to go the distance, and he's going to jam it.
And Mie Oni tried to foul him at half court. He couldn't quite get to him. Obi with the dunk.
11-6. Brown leads by 5 over Yale. With a basketball now, here's Copeland. Dribbles it up top for the Bulldogs, guarded by Doherty. Crossover dribble in the paint, scoop to the hoop, blocked by Travis Fuller. Rebound by Spieth. And the outlet to Tavon Blackman. Blackman dribbles up the left wing. Dribbles to the top of the key, now gets it to Steven Spieth, right of the key. Back on the left to Tavon. Tavon gets it up top to Obi Akoli. Akoli, left elbow jumper. Good.
That pull-up jumper, I just love that shot. He's taken it more the last 2 or 3.
Fires it right side to Copeland. Copeland gets it to the right elbow. Reynolds' jumper from 15 is good. Blake Reynolds.
Got 6. 6 of the 8 Eli points.
13-8 is the score. A 5-point lead for the Bears. Spieth tries another 3 and knocks it down.
And he got knocked down as well by Blake Reynolds.
9 first half points for Steven Spieth, and the Bears with an 8-point lead on Yale. It's 16-8, 14.5 to go, opening half. Here's Trey Phils with the basketball, picks up his dribble left of the key, gets it right of the key to Copeland. Copeland dribble penetration, scores. No, they're going to call the basket off and call it a charge. Spieth draws it.
Spieth took that one.
Alex Copeland gets called for the foul, and it brings us to a timeout on the floor. 14:20 to go, opening half. It is Brown 16 and Yale 8. You're watching Brown Bears basketball on the Ivy League Digital Network and ESPN3.
Taking better care of Rhode Island is a
Behind the champion are the committed. Here's to them, to those sometimes taken for granted. Because the Lions have to.
Scott Credici, Russ Tyler back at Brown University. The Bears off to a nice start in this one. 14:20 to go here in the opening half. It is 16-8. The Brown Bears on top of Yale by 8. Tavon Blackman with a basketball. And he gets it right of the key to Fuller. Now left of the key, it's Blackman. Finds Fuller rolling to the basket, and he lays it up and in.
Took it strong to the basket.
Brown's offensive execution crisp here in the early going of this one, and they have a 10-point lead on the Bulldogs, 18-8. Here's a steal by Travis Fuller. You see the Bears lead the league in steals, and they're adding to that total tonight. That's 3 already. Here's Tavon Blackman up top to Akoli, right side Doherty in the corner to Spieth. Takes it baseline to the bucket and lays it up, no good. Gets his own miss, goes back up, gets hit, and will go to the free throw line.
Spieth taking it strong to the basket. Gets the offensive rebound, goes to lay it in and gets fouled. And here we're going to see him. Little fake, takes it, avoids the offensive foul, stays right with it, grabs the rebound and gets clobbered.
Plus the Bears as a team already with 4 steals in this game. Less than 7 minutes in. And Spieth's first free throw, a rare miss. Steven, the 4th best free throw shooter in the Ivies at 88%.
Scott, the energy level is like it was at Penn last Saturday night. There's no question about it.
Agreed. Also worth mentioning, this Brown basketball team has been very good on its home floor this year. 8-1 at the Pizzatola Sports Center. Yale, conversely, 3-6 away from Payne Whitney Gymnasium.
Yeah, Brown's only loss is to Stony Brook. Stony Brook sits on top of the America East Conference, or tied with Vermont at 5-0.
That free throw from Stephen Spieth gives him 10 points here in the first half. And the Bears lead it by 11, 19-8. Here's Anthony Dallier back in the game with his 2 fouls. Gives it up on the left-hand side to Alex Copeland. They keep it on the left to Oni. Oni up top to Copeland, now right side to Dallier. Dallier dribbles to the right baseline, finds Downey. Now back to Dallier, down low they go. Downey gets the nice dish from Bruner and lays it in.
Good ball movement by the Bears, excuse me, by the Bulldogs.
19-10, the Bears lead is 9. Brandon Anderson dribbles baseline. Now gets it back up top to J.R. Hobby. Right to Doherty. Now to Spieth. Up top to Anderson. Left side J.R. in the corner to Doherty. Doherty dribbles in the paint. Bounce pass down low to Howard. Working on Downey. Gets caught under the bucket, so he whips it out to Hobby. Hobby's going to take the 3 and miss it. And the rebound to Howard. Howard goes back up in traffic. Missed the shot. And gets the rebound again. Goes back up. Has his shot blocked. And this time Dallier comes up with it for the Bulldogs.
2 offensive boards by Josh Howard, just staying with it.
And they're going to get Corey Doherty with a block as Dallier initiated the contact, and Doherty moving gets called for his first foul of the game. That is the second team foul on Brown here in the first half.
You know, Dallier missed the Bulldogs game with Princeton last Saturday at Jad when he had a stomach flu. The point guard, 6'6" point guard from Wexford, Pennsylvania via Northfield Mount Herman. The Bulldogs took that one on the chin. Might have been different had he played.
Yale will throw it in from underneath its own bucket, trailing Brown by 9, 19-10. They get it into Downey for a layup. He missed it, got his own miss, and put it in and drew the foul as well. And that is what Mike Martin was concerned about, second and third opportunities.
His first, the team's third.
Stephen Spieth picks up his first. That is the third team foul on Brown. And Downey with a chance at an old-fashioned three-point play if he can make his free throw. He is a 68% free throw shooter on the season. And he knocks it down. 5 points in the first half for Sam Downey of Yale. And the Bulldogs trail by 8, 20-12. Bears get it in the front court. Spieth gets it to Doherty. Right corner. Hobby for 3. It's good.
How about that? 2 Yale guys went out on Hobby, tried to defend that weapon. And JR with the arc drains the 3 off of Corey Doherty feet.
He is the Ivy League leader in three-point field goal percentage at 53%. 23-12, Brown up by 11. Here's Oni with the basketball. Fires it in the right corner, and a traveling violation called on Jordan Bruner. You see that called a lot this year. That's been a point of emphasis for the officials. When players get the ball and they want to make that quick move to the basket, they have a tendency to shuffle their feet before putting the ball on the deck. And we've seen a lot of those calls this year. A lot of them have gone against Stephen Spieth, as a matter of fact, for Brown.
Yeah, not in the last couple of games, but earlier in the year, he had a lot of them. And you're right, Scott. Point of emphasis, maybe overemphasis.
Here's Travis Fuller. One dribble, takes it strong to the hoop. Had his shot partially deflected. Rebound Howard. Another offensive board for him. Gets it out to Fuller. Anderson up top to Blackman. Tavon tries the 3. That one's no good, and the rebound comes down to Mie Oni. And now here's Dallier back the other way. And what do we have here? We have an offensive foul called on Yale. That's going to be on Jordan Bruner, his first. And that'll be the 15th foul on Yale. Brings us to a timeout on the floor with 11.5 to go in the first half. Brown 22 and Yale 13. You're watching Ivy League men's basketball on the Ivy League Digital Network and ESPN3.
What's causing you that bad?
Behind the champion are the committed. Here's to
Well, you're a 50% shooter from half court, Scott, so we got to get you out there.
You're not a telling Russ is lying. His lips are moving. Travis Fuller in the low post for the Bears. Strong
he's
move to
getting
the hoop.
manhandled
Puts up the
besides.
shot, no good. And the rebound comes down to Blake Reynolds.
Wrestling match just broke out in the lane.
Brown 22, Yale 13. Just over 11 minutes to go here in the opening half at Brown. Here's a long 3 straight away. Doesn't go. And the rebound comes down to the Bears. Oni with the miss. Anderson gets it to Tavon Blackman. Blackman back to Brandon Anderson up top. Handed to J.R. Hobby, right of the key. In the corner to Anderson now. Anderson left-hand dribble, pass it up top to Howard. Left side to Tavon Blackman. Back up to Anderson. Anderson uses the Fuller screen to dribble up top at 10 on the shot clock. Dribbles down the right side of the lane. Sees an opening. Missed the shot. Rebounded by Downey.
Terrific move. Just couldn't finish.
Oni coast to coast. Dunks it.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about pregame. He's an exciting player. Look at this.
That is impressive. Yep. You see the talent of Mie Oni, the freshman from Porter Ranch, California. That was incredible.
And he combines that with marksmanship from the three-point land.
Brown with the basketball, up by 7, 22-15. Here's Tavon Blackman, dribbles on the right wing. Up top to Josh Howard, swing it left to Brandon Anderson. He'll try the three. It's off the mark, and the rebound comes down to Trey Fills of Yale. Fills brings it back the other way. Dribbles left, drop pass behind him to Copeland. Copeland guarded by Hobby, dribbles it up top for the Bulldogs and takes it between the circles. Passes it left to Dahlier. Dahlier bounces it down low to Downey, and Downey gets bumped by Travis Fuller. And that'll be Travis's first foul, the 14th foul on Brown in the opening half.
Fans don't like it. Let's see if we do on the replay, Scott. So there's Dahlier with the ball, left-handed pass. Yeah, Fuller. Yeah, Travis reached in and hit him with his hand. He didn't knock him to the ground. You think?
I think Downey sold it.
Yeah, nice job.
Yep.
The veteran.
Downey 1 for 1 from the stripe tonight. First one on the way, well short.
Played on their NCAA tournament team last year that beat Baylor right here in Providence at the Dunk. Did you go to that game?
I did not go to that.
Yeah, I didn't either. Unfortunately.
That was an impressive win for Yale.
And Makai Mason, who had 31 in that game for the Bulldogs, over there on the bench. He's got a broken foot. Not to play this year as Downey misses both.
Rebounded by Howard. 22-15, Brown by 7. 9:45 to go, opening half here at Brown University. Tavon Blackman dribbles right off the high ball screen. Passes left to Chris Sullivan. Up top to Blackman, back of the right side to Okoli in the corner to Howard. Howard gets it up top to Travis Fuller. Swing it left to Sullivan, and now Blackman in front of the Yale bench. Tavon dribbles up top, finds Chris Sullivan for a right side three. It's no good. Rebound Fuller, and he gets called for a push. Second foul on Travis, 15th foul on the Bears.
Spieth coming in for Travis. Yeah, he grabbed him.
Stephen Spieth will replace Travis Fuller in the Brown lineup. Fuller goes to the bench with 2 personals. And Sullivan applying some full court pressure on Anthony Dahlier. Looks like the Bears are going to drop back into that 1-3-1 zone defense.
Chris Sullivan at the point.
Here's Copeland with the basketball. Dribbles it to the top of the key. Now to the right side. Now passes it up top to Reynolds. Reynolds gets it back to Copeland, up top to Reynolds. Reynolds dribbles in the paint, kicks it in the corner to Dahlier for 3, short, and the rebound comes out long, goes out of bounds off of Obi Okoli. It'll be Yale basketball.
Well, Dahlier's shot was short off the front of the rim. It came down a little bit funny.
Bulldogs get it back. Fresh 30 on the shot clock. 9:01 to play, opening half. And the Bears up by 7. 22-15 on the Bulldogs. Here's Reynolds up top. Pass it right side to Dahlier. Sets the ball screen. Dahlier doesn't use it. Gets it back to Reynolds for the right of the key 3. Off the mark. Rebound. Downey gets it. Goes back up and in.
That's what they do. Offensive boards. They're really good at it.
22-17. Bears lead trimmed to 5 by Yale. Here's Chris Sullivan. Pass it right side to Obi Okoli. Okoli dribbles to the free throw line and gives it up top to Blackman. Tavon dribbles in the paint. Had it stripped away. Picking it up there is Howard. Puts it up no good. And the rebound to Downey. Yale brings it back the other way. Fills down low. Now they fire it up top to Copeland. Copeland dribbles, spins in the paint, gets caught, so he gets it out to Trey Fills. Fills dribbles on the left wing. Up top off the ball screen, Okoli picked his pocket, but he was able to regain control and get it out to Dahlier. 8 on the shot clock for Yale as Dahlier hands it off to Blake Reynolds, who fires the long 3 in and out. Rebound, Josh Howard. Good defensive set there for Brown. Here's Tavon Blackman, bounces it down low to Howard, but off of his ankles, and Downey comes up with a loose ball, but Howard fights to get it back and does.
Got the ball
out to Blackman, left side of Okoli, steps back, takes the 3, no good, and Dahlier with the rebound for the Bulldogs.
Oh, the Bears swarming on the offensive boards on both of those shots.
Dahlia gets it right side. Copeland for three. It's good.
39% three-point shooter.
That's Alex Copeland's first bucket of the game, and he pulls the Bulldogs to within 2. Brown led by as many as 11 here in the first half. Here's a three for Steven Spieth, and he knocks it down. 13 first half points for Spieth. He is 4 for 4 from beyond the arc. Here's a three back the other way by Copeland, no good. Okoli fights for the rebound with Downey, but Downey gets it. He goes back up in traffic, and he can't make it. And the rebound loose and picked up off the floor by Sullivan. The outlet to Tavon Blackman. He spins in the front court. Gets it left side to Spieth. Steven fakes the three. Back to Okoli. Thought about the three. Dribble penetrates. Scoop to the hoop. Good.
And avoided the charge. Dahlia was set up, and Obi just went right around him and scooped it in with his right hand.
27-20, the Bears have upped their lead back to 7 on a 5-0 run here. 6.5 to go in the opening half. Dahlia gets it to Copeland on the left wing. Sullivan bumps him, no call, bumps him again, and now they're going to get the contact, and they're going to call Chris for the block. His first, Brown's 6th foul of the half. Brings us to a timeout on the floor. 6:26 to go, opening half. Our score, Brown 27 and Yale 20. You're watching part of Michigan's Fab Five, now an assistant coach with the Miami Heat.
And Trey Phil's the son of Bobby Phils, who played with the Cavaliers and the Hornets for many years. And there's a turnover.
Tavon Blackman playing some tight defense on Alex Copeland, and Copeland lost the handle out of bounds. The Bears will get it back. That is the 10th turnover for Yale in the first half. The Bears have turned it over once.
Bears are only 10 for 28 from three, 36%.
From the field.
Lead.
Yep. Here's a nice pass down low to Howard, and Howard lays it in for his first bucket of the game, and Brown ups its lead to 9. Go under 6 minutes to play, opening half. 29-20, Brown on top of Yale. Top of the key of the basketball. Here's Bruner. Bruner gets it right to Phils. Phils takes it baseline. Spieth just took it right out of his hands. Spieth brings it back the other way. Dribbles to the right side of the floor. Fires left to Hobby. Dribbles once to his left. Now gets it up top to Blackman, right side Spieth. Long three for Steven, off the mark to the right. And the rebound comes down to Yale. Reynolds was able to get it. Here's Alex Copeland. Copeland passes it up on the right side to Oni. Oni guarded closely by Okoli. Now gets the handoff back from Reynolds. And has it stolen away by Okoli.
We just picked that out of the air.
Okoli coast to coast. Gets it to Tavon Blackman. Up top to Spieth. Right side Hobby. Hobby takes the three. It's no good, and the rebound comes down to Mie Oni.
Well, Spieth gave him a nice pass, and JR just fumbled it just long enough so Oni could get out and bother that shot.
So Oni has been held rather quiet here in the first half, and there's a big reason for that. Obi Okoli has accepted the challenge defensively to guard him, and he has done a great job tonight.
You're right, Scott.
29-20, Brown by 9 with 4:45 to go opening half. Blackman gets into the corner to Okoli. He'll try the three from the right corner and knock it down.
How about that? What a great play by Tavon Blackman through the defender. The lights out, Scott. They're getting it done on defense, and the defense is creating the offense for them.
Earlier tonight, the Brown women's basketball team defeated Yale 76-73. Sarah Bain's team off to a nice start in league play at 2-1. 32-30, Brown men's team leading Yale here in the first half with 4:27 to go in the opening half. Reynolds up top, gives it up on the left side to Mie Oni. Oni picked up on the switch now by Anderson. Bears in a 2-3 zone. Oni gets it, fires it down low to Reynolds. Reynolds shut off by Spieth, so he fires the fadeaway jumper and hits it.
Boy,
tough shot there for Blake Reynolds.
Tough shot at a terrible angle. He made it anyway.
Reynolds with 8 first half points for the Bulldogs. Pulls them to within 10, 32-22 Brown. Here's Brandon Anderson, takes it into the paint, shut off, gets it out to Spieth, left side to J.R. Hobby. Now it's Doherty right of the key, dribbles to the free throw line to Hobby, left corner, Anderson. Brandon gets it right corner to Corey Doherty. Doherty with 8 on the shot clock finds Spieth. Spieth on the right baseline, fires it to Travis Fuller. 4 on the shot clock, 3. Doherty dribbles once to his left, his three-pointer blocked, and Yale comes up with it. Back the other way, Oni. Oni, coast to coast, takes it to the hoop, and Doherty stripped it out of his hands, but also got a piece of him in the process. Now they're going to give Hobby the foul instead. And it's going to be 2 free throws here for Mie Oni. We have a timeout on the floor with 3:32 to go in the half. When we return, Yale's Mie Oni will shoot free throws. The Bulldogs trailing the Bears by 10. You're watching Brown Bears basketball on the Ivy League half. Brown leading Yale 32-22 as play resumes. Mie Oni, the freshman, goes to the free throw line to shoot 2. Oni, a 73% free throw shooter on the season for Yale, and he makes his first free throw attempt of the evening. Oni with 3 points. At this point, may be the leader for Ivy League Rookie of the Year honors with the season he is having. As he knocks them both down, 4 points for Oni and an 8-point Brown lead, 32-24. Doherty on the right side, up top to Speed, now to Hobby. Hobby handed to Brandon Anderson. What?
And they call Hobby. I got to see this.
I actually thought that foul was going to be called on Copeland.
Yeah.
For bumping Brandon Anderson, who was trying to get the handoff from Hobby. So Hobby picks up his second foul, Brown's 8th. Take a look at the replay here. You see the handoff by Hobby. Yeah, they say he crashed into him, I guess.
It was a handoff.
32-24, Brown's
That's
lead is 8.
call.
Yale with the basketball. Copeland gets it up top to Downey. Downey gets it right to Oni. Coley back on Oni, one dribble, and he gets it near midcourt. Downey chases it down there. Find Copeland. Copeland knocks over Brandon Anderson. No call, takes it to the hoop, puts it up, no good. Weak side rebound, Downey. The putback doesn't go. Tip in for Oni. Check that, tip in for Bruner is good. First bucket for Jordan Bruner. 32-26, Brown's lead is 6. Speed takes it to the hoop and misses the dunk because he gets fouled. He'll go to the free throw line and shoot 2. They're going to get Alex Copeland for his second, Yale's 6th team foul.
Oh, here goes Speed baseline. Goes up for the dunk. He would have dunked it, except he got fouled.
Steven had a resounding dunk at Penn last week. It was a big bucket for the Bears, helped seal the victory over the Quakers.
And it wasn't ahead of the field. It was in traffic.
Yes, it was.
A two-handed dunk, driving baseline off a pretty feed from Tavon Blackman.
Well, with that free throw, Steven Spieth has just moved into 20th place all-time of the Brown scoring list, passing my broadcast partner, Russ Tyler. And that second free throw puts him past Matt Mullery into 19th place on the all-time scoring list at Brown.
2 guys at once?
Unbelievable. Congratulations,
Great job.
Steven
Congratulations, Steven. What a fine young man.
34-26, Bears with an 8-point lead and wave off the basket. They're going to call Oni for the charge.
Spieth took another charge.
Well, Russ, you've been keeping track of those charges all season long. In the last couple of games, the Bears done a great job getting their defensive position set and drawing those charges.
Yeah, really important. I mean, Mike says the same thing, Scott. I mean, it just plants a little seed in the minds of the opposition. You can't just go to the basket anytime you want against the Bears.
And now the official scorekeeper buzzes the officials over, so play is stopped momentarily with 2:29 to go until halftime. Brown leading 34-26.
Scott, I don't know if you were here or what time you got here during the women's game. With about a minute left, there was a call underneath the basket where the refs weren't sure who the ball went off of, the Brown player or Yale player, Taylor Will or Munzer for Yale, and they reviewed and reviewed the video, and Kevin Hessian, we could see clearly on the replay, or pretty clearly, that it was off Taylor Will. It kind of hit her finger, but they reviewed it. They went out like getting ready to play. They went back and reviewed it again like there was another appeal. This went on and on for like 5 minutes. It seemed like 5 minutes.
Did they get it right?
Yeah, they did get it right.
Wow. But it was clear to you, huh?
Well, it was pretty clear. Yeah. I mean.
Fouls on blue 24, Mie Oni. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. We had that. They should just consult with us, Russ.
It's easy, Scott. It's easy. You know, it's good to try and do it on their own. They'll learn.
34-26, Brown with an 8-point lead in the basketball. Coley posting up. Couple of dribbles down low on the block, gets it up top to Tavon Blackman. Dribbles right off the Fuller ball screen, passes it in the corner to Doherty. One dribble to his left, fires the 3 and knocks it down.
He's getting real comfortable taking that shot, isn't he?
He has upped his 3-point field goal percentage, shooting it at 42% coming into the game tonight. First bucket for Corey Doherty puts the Bears back up by 11, 37-26. We're under 2 minutes to play. And Downey's going to get knocked down by Spieth. The ball goes out of bounds.
Well, this guy's called a foul. The guy out here called a foul. Who's he calling it on?
That
Got to
could
be
be
on Speed,
Spieth's
probably.
second.
But
no, they're going to get Travis
Fuller. Well, that's like
That's
Mike
his
saying,
third.
Come on, guys. Let's see what happens here.
I thought Spieth went up and tried to bat it out of bounds. I thought he was the one that bumped into him.
All right, so there's the
Watch
pass
right here.
underneath.
That's what I thought they were calling.
Yeah,
Wow.
me too.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to go look at it
Yeah,
now.
and Stephen Spieth is volunteering himself, saying, "I'm the one that fouled him. Go look at it."
Yes.
And that's exactly what they're going to do right now. They'll find that it was Spieth that made the contact. Not sure that probably should have been called a foul, but
Well,
if there's going to be a foul on someone, in all likelihood it should be on Stephen Spieth and not Travis Fuller. And that would be Fuller's third if they keep it with Travis, but more than likely than not, it's going to be Stephen Spieth's second.
yeah, they changed it. Same ref corrected himself for the second time in 60 seconds.
All right.
But at least they got it right.
Again, had they consulted with us,
within a minute,
had they consulted with us, they never would have had to go through this
there
process.
wouldn't have been a foul called on that one. That's for sure, Scott. So Spieth now will sit out for the rest of the half. Minute 56 left.
37-26, Brown by 11. Downey front end of the 1-1 is good. Downey is 2 for 4 from the free throw line. 8 first half points for the senior. Downey second in the league in offensive rebounds, behind only Travis Fuller in that department. And he hits them both. 9 points for Downey. It is a 9-point Brown lead. 37-28 with a minute 53 to go in the opening half. Yale looks like they're showing a little 1-3-1. There's Corey Doherty. Gets it in the corner to Sullivan. Sullivan bounce it down low of the baseline to Travis Fuller. Fuller gets it back to Sullivan up near midcourt to Doherty. Right side, Blackman in the corner of Coley. Back to Tavon, back to Okoli for the right side three. That one's no good. Fuller with the offensive rebound keeps it alive for the Bears. Sullivan for the left corner three. And that's good.
Travis Fuller, give him the credit for that. Of course, he got it to Corey, who also made the great pass to Chris Sullivan, who delivers for the Bears.
And the Bears match their largest lead of the game. It's back up to 12, 40-28 with a minute 15 to go until halftime. Downey, top of the key, one dribble, fires right corner to Phils. Phils gets it back to Downey, right of the key. And Downey passes it on the left to Copeland. Copeland, guarded by Blackman closely, gives it up to Downey. 6 on the shot clock. On the left side, Oni. Tough contested shot off the side of the backboard. Another great defensive set for the Bears and for Obi Okoli.
And if you, Scott, I don't know if you saw it, but Chris Sullivan, what a job he did boxing out Jordan Bruner in the lane. They wanted to get the ball to Bruner. Chris Sullivan wouldn't allow it. Bruner at 6'9", the freshman from Columbia, South Carolina, also very.
Brothers, Stephen and Jordan.
That's a great clip.
It is.
Really, really well done.
Here's Tavon Blackman in the forecourt for the Bears. Blackman dribbles right off the Fuller ball screen, now back left off the Fuller ball screen. Finds Sullivan, thought about the three, instead gets it to Doherty. Fakes the three, dribbles to his right, gets it back to Sullivan, back to Tavon. 12 on the shot clock for Blackman. Blackman gets it back to Sullivan, top of the key three, in and out. And the rebound goes out of bounds off the Bears. It'll be Yale basketball. That was halfway down the cylinder for Chris Sullivan, wasn't it?
Nice look. Great backspin on it.
David Erebor and Brandon Anderson will check in for defensive purposes for the Bears with 31.5 seconds to go until halftime. So a 1.5 differential between the shot clock and the game clock. In all likelihood, James Jones will have his team hold it for the final shot.
And Travis Fuller sitting down, Erebor's in, but Fuller had the 2 fouls. He's not going to pick up a third one here before halftime.
Chris Sullivan will pressure Copeland full court, making it difficult for Yale to get it in, and they finally do get it into Alex Copeland. Copeland brings it across the timeline into the forecourt. Bears in the 1-3-1. Patrick Triplett in the game for the Bears defensively as well. Triplett, one of the Bears' better defenders from St. Louis, Missouri. Copeland gives it up to Dahlia, up top to Copeland. Copeland sees an opening, wide opening, takes it to the basket, scores. No, they're going to call a charge. Brandon Anderson draws the offensive foul.
I'll tell you what, this team, it's infectious, isn't it?
Wow.
They're all doing it.
Copeland's third foul of the game comes on a charge. Great job there by Brandon Anderson.
Yeah, 13 seconds left. Bears will have the opportunity now for the last one.
So Mike Martin brings in his offensive-minded unit. Spieth, Blackman, Hobby, Doherty, and Fuller back on the floor. Tavon picks it up. Brings it into the forecourt with 10 seconds to play. Blackman dribbles right by his man and floats it up off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound pulled down by Phils. Phils loses the handle. Picks it up. Gets it left side. 3 for Bruner at the buzzer. Doesn't go. Bears are going to go to the locker room up by 12 in this one.
From India Point, park guests can enjoy walking and biking trails and even a sail in season. When you think of booking your next reservation, consider the Hilton Garden Inn.
Stand by.
Located at 220 India Street. #adventure starts here.
Yeah, well, the basketball to start the second half, trailing Brown by 12. We're underway here. Final 20 minutes of play at Brown University. 40-28. Brown on top of Yale by a dozen. Right of the key, Anthony Dallier for the Bulldogs, guarded by Brandon Anderson. Gives it up to Trey Phils, left of the key. Blackman on him. Now here's Oni with it. Oni kicks it in the corner. Here's Reynolds, makes his move to the hoop. Misses the shot. Rebound tip. Doesn't go. Downey gets the miss again and puts it in.
They just stay with it.
That's what Sam Downey does.
They're relentless on the backboards.
Downey with 11 for the Bulldogs to lead them in the scoring department. 40-30. Brown's lead is 10. Here's Tavon Blackman. Gets it to Spieth. Fakes the 3, and he gets called for traveling. So the Bears turn it over for only the 3rd time tonight. And Yale will get it back. Anderson will put a little pressure on Anthony Dallier in the backcourt. Dallier brings it across the timeline, gets it up top to Downey. Downey finds Reynolds. Now to Dallier. Dallier left of the key, puts it on the deck, works his way in the paint, spins, puts the shot up, and hits the tough one.
Tough off-balance shot, trying to take advantage of his size.
That's the first basket of the game for Anthony Dallier, and it pulls Yale to within 8, 40-32. First 4 points of the second half scored by the Bulldogs. Obi Akoli bounces it down low to Spieth. Spieth working on Reynolds. Fadeaway jumper, short. And on the rebound, I think Akoli was fouled by Oni. Yep. Mie Oni picks up his second foul. Yale's first of the second half, and the Bears will keep the basketball, throwing it in from underneath their own basket.
I thought Oni had position, but maybe that's why he had position, because he pushed off.
Blackman to toss it in for the Bears, and he gets it into Okoli in the right corner. Up top to Brandon Anderson. Anderson left-hand dribble to the right now. Gets it to Spieth, left side Blackman. Blackman's going to fire the 3, in and out. Rebound Downey, fouled from behind by Howard. Second foul on Josh. First on the Bears in the second half.
Well, Josh didn't like the call, but he'll make that call almost every time over the back.
Here's Dallier. Gets it to Oni on the right side, and they're going to call a hand check on Obi Akoli. First on Obi, second on Brown in the second half. Looks like Anthony Dallier is working the officials, saying that Anderson's hand checking him. Dallier picks up the dribble, gets it to Reynolds. Reynolds back to Dallier on the right wing. Bounce pass down low, Downey. Downey goes up and in. Yale with a nice start to the second half. They've scored the first 6 points out of the locker room, and they have cut the 12-point deficit down to 6. It's 40-34 Brown. Here's a 3 for Spieth. Off the back of the rim, no good, and a rebound to Oni. Mie Oni back the other way, coast to coast. Fires it in the corner. Here's Phils, penetration, scoop to the hoop off the bottom of the rim, no good, and out of bounds. Last touch by Yale. Brown will get it back.
Bears got to pick up the intensity. Yale came out here in the second half a little more pep in their step than Brown.
Here's Tavon Blackman, gets it in the high post to Howard. Howard hands it off to Akoli on the right. He's going to take a 3. It's no good. Rebound pulled down by Anthony Dallier. Bears have gone cold. 40-34. They still lead it by 6. Poked out of the hands of Dallier, out of bounds from behind by Brandon Anderson. It'll be Yale ball underneath. 23 seconds on the shot clock for the Bulldogs. And inbound pass. Dallier gets it. Oh, a late foul call after the miss by Dallier.
Dallier threw it off of Josh Howard's back. Watch this play. Josh turns his back, throws it off his back, grabs it, misses the shot.
I thought Howard got a piece of the ball, but they say he got a piece of Dallier, apparently. That's the 3rd foul on Howard, and the 3rd on the Bears in the second half. Dallier's first free throw is good. Dallier shoots it at 76% from the line. Howard replaced in the Brown lineup by Travis Fuller, and Brandon Anderson replaced in the Brown lineup by J.R. Hobby. One more free throw for Anthony Dallier, a senior. Knocks them both down. He has 4 points, all 4 here in the second half. And Yale on an 8-0 run coming out of the locker room, trails now by only 4, 40-36 Brown. Here's Travis Fuller, left of the key. Gets it right of the key to Tavon Blackman. Blackman left-hand dribble to the hoop. Puts it up short. Rebound pulled down by Trey Fills. Fills back the other way for Yale. Gets it down low to Reynolds alone. Reynolds puts it up and in. A 10-0 run for Yale, and Mike Martin wants a timeout. And the Bears lose it out of bounds. Yale gets it back. Thought Mike Martin was signaling to his team for a timeout.
I thought so too.
And the Bears turned it over. Yale with a chance to tie or take the lead. They were down by 12, 40-28 at halftime. They've scored the first 10 points out of the locker room. There's a 3 for Reynolds. No good on the rebound to Travis Fuller. Fuller gets it to Tavon Blackman, who brings it across the timeline. Dribbles on the left wing, up top. Gets it to Okoli. Okoli back to Blackman, left of the key. Tavon finds Hobby up top, back to Blackman, now to Spieth. Spieth finds Fuller outside the low post. Dribbles baseline through, gets it in the corner to Tavon for a wide open look at 3. Too strong, rebound Oni. And Oni brings it back for Yale. Oni uses his forearm to push off Okoli, and they're going to get Obi for the call. That's his second foul. That's a 14th foul on the Bears in the second half. So again, Yale with a chance to tie or regain the lead in this basketball game. Here's Anthony Dallier, guarded by Tavon Blackman. Gets it in the high post to Blake Reynolds. Right of the key to Downey. Downey gets it to Dallier. Fire it down low, and Hobby commits the foul on Trey Fills, and he'll go to the free throw line and shoot a pair. Third foul on JR, 5th on the Bears, and it brings us to a timeout on the floor. Trey Fills will shoot a pair of free throws for the Bulldogs with a chance to tie this game at 40 when we come back. 40-38, Brown on top. You're watching Ivy League basketball on the Ivy. 12 at halftime, 40-28. They've scored the first 10 points here in the second half of this basketball game. And Phil's first free throw is short. Phil's only a 63% free throw shooter on the season. As he gets the ball for his second, the sophomore from Charlotte, North Carolina, knocks the second one down. He has 3 points. It is a 1-point Brown lead, 40-39. Tavon Blackman dribbles on the right wing, passes it up top to Obi Okoli. Okoli gets it to Spieth, left of the key, handed to Tavon Blackman. Up top off the double screen. Now he dribbles down the center of the court, dishes to Fuller, but it's tipped and stolen away by Yale. 5th Brown turnover of the game, their 3rd of the second half. Back the other way, Oni smells blood, takes it to the hoop, instead kicks it out. Open 3 for Blake Reynolds, short, rebound Travis Fuller. And Fuller with a couple of bounces before giving it up to Spieth. On the left to Tavon Blackman. Blackman dribbling by Fills, and Fills is going to get called for the block. His first foul, Yale's 2nd of the half.
Yale foul number 13, Trey Fills.
Let's take a look at this, Scott. Here's Fills. Oh boy, that's not much there.
Yeah,
Huh?
not a lot there either.
And he's kind of moving his left arm. They called a foul on him.
Brandon Anderson checks in, replacing Tavon Blackman, and Anderson throws it into Okoli. Okoli gets it left side to Hobby, and now we're going to have a hold here on Yale. I think it's going to be on Oni. Oni's got his palms up in the air, saying, "Who, me?" That's his 3rd. That's Yale's 3rd of the half. Bears will toss it in from underneath once again. Anderson gets it into Hobby. Back to Brandon, left corner. Brandon splits 2 defenders, puts up the right-hand runner, short, rebound, Mie Oni. Oni quickly brings it back the other way for Yale. Picks up his dribble right of the key. Now looking for somewhere to pass it. Gets it to Dallier at midcourt. Dallier gets it in the high post to Downey. Now they pass it up top to Bruner. Right side, Oni's going to launch the 3. Short, rebound, Travis Fuller. Good position there by Travis.
Yeah, good box out. Hungry for the ball. Snared the thing.
Bears have yet to score, and we're more than 5 minutes into the second half. They had 40 at halftime. They have 40 points right now. Here's Travis Fuller. Tried to fire across court in the corner to Spieth. It is deflected and stolen by Yale. Bruner got his hands on it. Here's Downey. Hand it off to Dallier. Get it up top to Bruner. Bruner swings it left side to Copeland. Down low to Downey. He lays it up and in, and Yale has taken the lead. Downey has 15. It is 41-40. Bulldogs lead the Bears. 14. Go to the free throw line and shoot two.
Jordan Bruner, his second and the team's fourth.
That's a 6-minute drought, Scott. Fuller at the line can end the drought.
Bears number 1, Travis Fuller.
Bruner's second foul, Yale's fourth of the half. Travis Fuller will shoot two. Fuller, a 67% free throw shooter for the Bears this season. His first trip to the line tonight, and he makes the first one.
Number 22,
Travis ties the game at 41 as Corey Doherty checks into the Brown lineup. There you see Fuller taking it to the basket, and the contact with the body there by Jordan Bruner. One more free throw for the sophomore Travis Fuller from Encinitas, California.
number 13, Trey Phillips returns. Replacing number 24, Mie
Trey Phillips will come in and replace Mie Oni in the Yale lineup as Fuller gets the ball for his second free throw. Travis lets it fly, misses that one. Rebound pulled down by Downey of Yale. 41-41, we're all tied up. Just over 14 minutes to play here in the second half. And a carry called on Anthony Dallier, turning the ball over. Don't see that call very often in the game anymore. But boy, does it happen frequently. Here's Brandon Anderson. Dribbles right, hands it to Obiakoli, who dribbles it out top and finds Spieth left of the key. Spieth dribbles down the center of the paint, puts up the shot, and gets called for the charge. Alex Copeland drew the charge. Spieth picks up his third foul. That is Brown's 16th foul of the half.
Steven down the lane, out of control, which is uncharacteristic for him. Copeland got there.
Bears showing some full court pressure here. But Dallier and Yale break it. Dallier guarded closely by Doherty, gives it up in the left corner to Trey Phills. Phills passes it up top to Copeland, right side Dallier. On the baseline, they go to Bruner. Bruner's jump shot no good. Weak side rebound kept alive by Phills. Back to Bruner on the baseline. Spins to the hoop. Missed the shot. And Spieth pulls down the rebound and gets fouled. And I think Bruner's going to pick up his third. That is the fifth Yale foul of the half. Well, with 13:31 to go here in the second half. Brown with 16 fouls, Yale with 5. And free throws could play a big part in the outcome of this game.
Brown likes getting to the line, taking more foul shots than anybody in the league, made more foul shots than anybody in the league. One of the top free throw shooting teams in the country.
Travis Fuller gets it left side to Brandon Anderson. Anderson up top. Doherty, he's going to take the three. No good off the back of the rim. The rebound to Bruner. Now here's Anthony Dallier. Dallier dribbles right, shut off. Gets it to Downey, who lays it in for two.
It's a great feed by Dallier, who got double teamed and found Downey for the layup.
17 for Downey, and Yale up by 3 and by 2, and Spieth ties the game with a bucket of his own. 17 for Steven Spieth. We're tied at 43. Here's Dallier for Yale. Left side, Copeland. Copeland down low to Downey, up top to Dallier. Dallier bounce it down low to Bruner. Good job by Fuller, got his hand on it. Bears come up with a steal. It's Obiakoli. Now it's Spieth. Left side pass, Doherty. Doherty fires it out to Steven. Wide open three for Spieth. Short rebound pulled down by Bruner. 12.5 to go in this one. And the Bears and the Bulldogs all even at 43. Here's Trey Phills. Bears in a 2-3 zone defense. Copeland, top of the key, fires it to the mid-post area to Downey. Spins, puts it up with the left hand and hits it.
That's a veteran move by a senior.
Downey with 19, his career high. 22 came in the opener against Washington.
He's got the last 6 points for Yale.
Down low, Obiakoli muscles his way to the basket, has a shot blocked out of bounds by Jordan Bruner, and a timeout on the floor. 11:52 to play. It is Yale 45 and Brown 43. You're watching Brown Bears basketball on the Ivy League Digital Network. A 2-point lead.
Bears 1 for 11 from the floor at 9%, 0 for 6 from 3. The rebounds, Yale has 35, Brown 22.
It'll be Bears basketball underneath their own bucket. Tavon Blackman will throw it in for the Bears. And we're going to have Steven Spieth being held by Blake Reynolds as he was cutting baseline through. Reynolds picks up his first foul. That's the 16th foul on Yale. So the Bears will try it again from underneath their own basket. They get it into Howard, right corner, up top to Doherty. Swing it left to Okoli, and now Steven Spieth. Spieth in the corner, gets it up to Blackman, now to Doherty. Doherty to Spieth, now to Blackman. Left side three for Tavon. He's good.
Give Spieth the assist. Tavon shook Dahlia, just enough room to be wide open for that shot.
First bucket of the game for Blackman's a big one. It gives the Bears the lead, 46-45 with 11.5 to play. Here's Alex Copeland. Finds Bruner, now to Copeland. Copeland. Paint, and he hits it. Copeland with 5. Yale on top, 47-46, 11-10 to play. Spieth dribbles in the paint. Nice bounce pass to Okoli, and he has his shot blocked, but gets fouled on the way up. And Obi Okoli will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Good pass by Steven Spieth on the bounce. And from behind, Trey Phils picks up his second foul. Yale now has 17 fouls in the second half. 2 free throws coming up for Obi Okoli.
Trey Phillips, his third, the team's 7th. Before the line for the Bears, Obi Okoli.
Okoli, 64% on the season from the line. He has not gone to the free throw line yet in this basketball game. His first free throw of the game is good. 12 points for Obi. That's his first point of the second half. Phil's replaced in the lineup by Mie Oni. One more free throw for Obi Okoli. And that one's good. 2 for 2 for Obi.
Number 11, Chris Sullivan returns for the Bears.
And he is replaced by Chris Sullivan in the lineup. Bears tied at 47 on the Okoli free throws. 11:07 to play.
Full court pressure for the Bears.
Sullivan on the ball on Mie Oni. Oni dribbles right, hands it off to Copeland. Copeland takes it up top on the dribble and finds Bruner. Bruner finds a backdoor cutting Dahlia for 2. Well, Yale executing their offense so much better here in the second half than they were in the first half. And they now lead it by 1 again, 49-48 over the Bears. Blackman takes it baseline, gets it to Doherty in the corner to Sullivan. One dribble to his left, back to Corey. Now to Tavon. Tavon, bounce pass to Howard, goes reverse, little contact, no call, missed the layup on the left side of the rim. Now Copeland back the other way, gets it down low to Oni. Oni cross-court pass, Dahlia spots up for 3, no good. Rebound tipped out of bounds, last touch by Yale. I think Bruner was trying to tip it to Downey, but Downey wasn't expecting it.
They just are relentless going to the offensive boards, got every single possession.
49-48, Yale leads Brown by 1. 10 minutes, 13 seconds to play. Spieth on the left wing, pass it up top to Howard, swing it right to Chris Sullivan, and what do we have? Tavon Blackman, not sure if he was injured.
I think
The
the
official
ref
called
thought
a
he was.
timeout for him, and Tavon said, I'm okay.
Well, he's limped a little bit.
See what happened here.
Oh, he stepped on Bruner's foot. Chris's
And
ankle
the
probably a little bit.
Bears turn it over coming out of the little break there, and they give the ball back to Yale. Yale up by 1, 49-48 as we approach the midpoint of the second half. 10 minutes to play. Here's Dahlia. Gives it up to Reynolds. Right side, they swing it over to Copeland. He pulls up, misses the jumper. They're going to say Doherty fouled him. And so a chance for 2 free throws here for Alex Copeland. Corey Doherty picks up his second foul. That is Brown's 17th foul. And Alex Copeland, an 81% free throw shooter, 8th best in the Ivies, to the free throw line to shoot 2 for Yale. Copeland's first free throw on the way, short. Rare miss for the sophomore from Los Angeles, Alex Copeland. And he gets the ball for his second free throw attempt. Bends the knees, lets it fly, and he makes that one. 6 points for Alex Copeland tonight. Yale with a 2-point lead on Brown, 50-48. Tavon Blackman dribbles to the top of the key to the right side of the floor. Takes it to the hoop, misses at the rim, and the rebound to Downey. Good move there by Blackman, just couldn't get the bucket to drop. Downey passes it up on the left-hand side to Copeland, gets it back, now up top to Reynolds. Hand it back to Copeland. Copeland guarded by Doherty, takes it to the bucket strong and lays it in. Alex Copeland puts Yale up by 4, 52-48. Blackman up top. Josh Howard with 4 points.
Goes the other side of the basket, uses the rim to protect the ball, lays it in.
Bears down by 2, 52-50. Yale pounds it down low to Downey. Turnaround jumper in and out. Halfway down the cylinder. Spieth with a rebound for the Bears.
Yeah, Downey's really feeling it. He thinks he can score on anybody. He's having a lot of success here in the second half.
Takes it to the hoop, gets bumped. They're going to say that was on the floor.
1-1.
It's going to be 1-1 for Tavon. Anthony Dahlier picks up his third. That's Yale's 8th of the half. And Tavon Blackman to shoot 1 and 1 for the Brown Bears. Tavon Blackman, the Ivy League's 9th leading free throw shooter at 79% coming into the game. This is his first trip to the free throw line tonight. The senior from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, gets the ball for his first. Front end of the 1-1 on the way, and it is no good, and the rebound comes down to Mie Oni. Yale by 2 with the basketball, and just over 8.5 minutes to play here at Brown. Dahlier dribbles off the high ball screen, passes in the left corner to Oni. Oni, one dribble, pull-up jumper from 15 short. Rebound comes down to Josh Howard. Howard, the outlet to Tavon Blackman, dribbles up the right side of the floor. Blackman, bounce pass down low to Howard. Howard scores.
Hung in the air, double clutch, and laid it in.
6 for Josh Howard. We're tied at 52. 8:10 to go. Here's Anthony Dahlier with it. Gets it in the high post to Reynolds. Now they get it to Downey right of the key. Downey guarded closely by Howard. Hands it off to Dahlier. Fire it down low to Oni. Oni in the corner. Reynolds for 3. No good. Rebound put back won't go for Phils. Out of bounds off of Yale. Brown's going to get it back.
Phils tried to dunk it. It didn't go. Just laid it in off the glass.
Timeout on the floor. 7:52 to play. Keep in mind, this is the first year of the new Ivy League men's basketball postseason tournament, where the top 4 teams make it to that tournament, which will be held at the Palestra in Philadelphia, second weekend in March. Here's Obi Akoli. Takes it right to the basket. Strong, and lays it in for 2.
And draws the foul. Well, he went right to the rim.
Obi Akoli with 15 points, 2 shy of his season high. And the foul is on Mie Oni. That's his 4th. That is the 9th on Yale here in the second half, and a chance at a 3-point play for Obi Akoli. The left-hander bends the knees, lets it fly, and misses the free throw, rebounded by Blake Reynolds.
Bears retake the lead.
54-52 Brown. They have led for most of this basketball game, led by 12 at halftime, but it's been a big second half here for the Yale Bulldogs. Here's Downey. Hands it off there to Trey Phils. Phils gets it on the right side to Reynolds. One dribble for Reynolds, and now he gets it to Downey in the low post. Double team, so he gives it up. Here's Copeland. Down low. Reynolds, left-hand shot, good. Blake Reynolds with 12. We're tied at 54 as we approach 7 minutes to play in this basketball game. Here's Obi Akoli, fires across court, wide open. Spieth for 3, good.
Now cross-court pass by Obi. They had eyes for Spieth, and Spieth rewards him and the Bears with another 3.
The 5th triple of the game for Spieth, who has a game-high 20, and Brown leads by 3, 57-54. Blake Reynolds gets it to Copeland. Copeland dribbles to the baseline, finds Downey in the paint. Downey hits the shot. I'll tell you what, I know you don't see 3 seconds called a lot, but Downey was in that lane for a long time.
He's got a lot of poise.
57-56, Browns lead is 1. Here's Okoli up top. Okoli, crossover dribble, takes it down the right side of the lane, puts it off the window and in for 2 more.
Right now, the Bulldogs don't have an answer for Obi Okoli either.
Obi Okoli has matched his season high. He has 17 tonight, had 17 against the Albany Great Danes at the Mohegan Sun Arena earlier this season. And we're going to get a Brown foul on Travis Fuller, a push from behind. If so, that'll be Bulldogs.
Replacing number 2, Brandon Anderson.
5 threes for Spieth, Scott, career high.
Steven Spieth, 5 threes, 20 points. This will be 1-1 for Sam Downey. And the front end of the 1-1 is good. Downey with 22 tonight. One more free throw for the senior. It's on the way, and it is off the back of the rim, no good, and the rebound comes down to Obi Okoli. Brown 59, Yale 57. We have 6 minutes to play. Here's Obi Okoli. Gets it to Blackman on the right side of the floor in front of the Brown bench. Davon gets it up top to Steven Spieth. Spieth fires it back to Blackman on the right side of the floor. Dribbles into the paint, bounce pass to Fuller, lays it up, no good, and the rebound comes down to Yale. Alex Copeland will bring it up the floor for the Bulldogs. Copeland passes it on the left to Dallier. Up top, they go to Downey, who passes it on the right side to Phils. Back up, they go to Reynolds. Swing it left to Copeland. Copeland finds Dallier between the circles. Gets it up top to Reynolds for a 3. Short. Reynolds follows his own miss and keeps it alive, but stolen away by Spieth. Spieth finds Tavon Blackman. Blackman gets it in the corner to Hobby for an open 3. No good. Rebound, Travis Fuller goes back up and in.
Offensive rebound. Travis Fuller, timeout, Mike Martin.
The Ivy.
Travis Fuller just working so hard on the backboards. Grabs an offensive rebound, lays it in.
So the Bulldogs have no problem breaking the full court press. And here's Dallier with it up top. Bears drop back into a 2-3 zone. They get it to Downey in the paint. Downey gets it in the corner on the right side of Phils. Back up top to Dallier. Left side, they get it to Copeland. Copeland in front of the Yale bench, keeps his dribble. Now gets it in the corner. Reynolds back out to Copeland for 3. Too strong. Rebound, Obi Okoli. Good defensive set for Brown that time.
After an excellent box out by Obi.
We've seen Mike Martin change defenses many times this year, and it's been effective for his team. 1-3-1, 2-3 zone, man-to-man. Here's Steven Spieth. Takes it baseline through, reverse lay-in, doesn't go. Rebound comes down to Yale's Dallier.
That was a good take to the basket by Steve, just would not drop.
Anthony Dallier dribbles to the top of the key. Bounce it down low to Downey. Downey double team, still gets the shot off and hits it.
Wow.
He is tough.
He was squeezed, but he's now playing with a lot of confidence.
And that is a new career high for Downey. He has 24 here tonight. 61-59. Browns lead is 2 over Yale. We're under 4 minutes to go. Coley, top of the key. Gets it right corner to Brandon Anderson for 3. No good. Rebound. Travis Fuller keeps it alive. And Fuller, wow, that can't be a travel. He was tied up. Wow. Turnover on the Bears. They're going to call traveling on Fuller. Timeout on the floor. 3:43 to go. We'll take a look at it going into break. Fuller with the rebound. Not sure there was traveling there. Timeout on the floor. Bears by 2. 3 seconds to play here at Brown, and the Bears holding on to a 2-point lead over Yale, 61-59. Out of the timeout, Bulldogs basketball. Dallier will bring it up the floor for Yale. Dallier across the timeline into the forecourt, guarded by Tavon Blackman. Bears in the man-to-man defense once again. Here's Trey Phils, passes it up top. They get it down low to Downey. Touch pass in the corner to Dallier. Now left side to Oni for 3, and it's good. Oni's been kept quiet all night long, but he hits a big bucket there off the Yale bench to give the Bulldogs a 1-point lead. 62-61 Yale, 3:17 to go. Here's Spieth with the basketball for Brown. Up top to Fuller, swing it right to Tavon Blackman. Blackman finds Hobby. A 3 for Hobby, no good, but he gets fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line for 3. Are they going to call it 1-1? They're going to say Hobby was not fouled.
Oh, Spieth.
Dallier gets his 4th foul, but he fouled Steven Spieth. So Spieth is going to shoot 1-1. You look at the replay, and Dallier just tried to plow through Spieth to try to get to Hobby. And so Steven will shoot 1-1. The front end is good for Steven. Steven now with 21. And the Bears tie the game at 62. One more free throw for Spieth. It's on the way, and it is good. Spieth gives the Bears a 1-point lead, 63-62. Hobby replaced by Doherty in the Bears lineup. With 3:08 to go, and Brown clinging to a 1-point lead.
Bears showing some full court pressure.
They try to trap across midcourt, but Yale breaks it. Downey gets it cross court on the left side to Oni. He pumps, fakes the 3, takes the 3, makes the 3. 2 quick threes from Mie Oni, who all of a sudden has 10 points in this game, and Yale leads by 2, 65-63. 2:45 to go.
And that shot was challenged. That was a tough shot.
Here's Spieth, takes it to the basket, strong, lays it in, and gets fouled on the play.
Went right by Jordan Bruner.
The senior captain, Steven Spieth, with a strong move to the hoop. And a chance at a 3-point play for Steven Spieth.
Spieth, little head and shoulder fake, went baseline, laid it in.
Spieth's free throw is good. So matching threes by Oni and Spieth. And Brown regains the lead at 66-65 Bears. 2.5 to play. Here's Bruner. Hands it off to Oni. Oni dribbles to the right corner. Now he fires it up top to Dallier, nearly stolen by Doherty. Dallier 10 on the shot clock. Fires it down low, and Downey hits the bucket. Downey continues to add to his career high. Give him 26 on the night. Yale 67, Brown 66. Here's Tavon Blackman, handed to Spieth on the left. Up top to Fuller, right side, Obi Akoli. Akoli bounce it down low to Spieth. Spieth posting up. Hands it to Doherty, back to Spieth. Gonna take the 3. It's good for Steven Spieth.
Wow.
6 threes tonight. Corey Doherty will pick up just on the backside of the midcourt stripe. Dallier brings it across the timeline. Dribbles to his left. Dallier in front of the Yale bench. Trying to get it down. He's stolen by Corey Doherty.
He stripped Dallier.
They were looking for Downey in the low block, and Doherty comes up with a steal. Brown by 2 with the basketball. 1.5 to play. Blackman with the basketball near midcourt. Blackman dribbles to the left elbow. Finds Howard. Howard goes reverse. Has his shot blocked. Picked up by Downey. Yale with the ball down by 2 in 1:08 to play. Here's Anthony Dallier. Dallier has high ball screens. Uses the one by Downey to his right. Now they get it down low to Downey. Touch pass to Oni for a 3. He has another. Oni has come to life in the past couple of minutes with 3 threes for the Bulldogs, and they lead at 70-69. Blackman takes it to the hoop. Floater no good. Rebound Dallier for Yale, and the Bulldogs are the 1-point lead and the basketball. Here's Copeland with it. 14-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Copeland dribbles left, hands it to Oni. He's going to fire another 3, and he hits it. Mie Oni puts Yale up 4. Blackman back the other way to the hoop. Shot blocked, and it goes out of bounds off of Brown. Bruner did a great job keeping it in for Yale.
Mie Oni 4 threes. He's got in the last 3 minutes.
He has taken over this foul of the game. So the technical counts as his 5th personal. He's out on the Yale bench. If this game were to go to overtime, that would be a big loss for Yale.
Oh my gosh.
First free throw for Spieth is good. So Spieth now with 29 pulls Brown to within 3. He'll get the ball for his 2nd free throw to try to make it a 2-point deficit for the Bears. And Spieth makes that one as well. 30 points for Stephen Spieth, the new career high. And James Jones looks on to see if his team can hang on. Now up by 2 over Brown, 73-71, and 18 seconds left. Dahlia looking for somewhere to go, and he's going to whip it in cross court to Reynolds, who's fouled immediately by Spieth with 16.6 seconds to go.
Reynolds 74%.
For Stephen, that's his 4th foul. Reynolds, as you mentioned, 74% on the season from the line. He is 2 for 2 from the stripe tonight. Both of those free throw makes coming in the first half of this game. Some high pressure free throws here for Blake Reynolds, the sophomore. Reynolds gets the ball for his first. Check it, 1-1. That's only the 19th foul. Front end of the 1-1 is good for Reynolds, so he earns the bonus. It is now still a 1-possession game, a 3-point Yale lead. If he makes the second one, it'll be a 2-possession game. Yale will take a 4-point lead if Reynolds can knock this down. Reynolds bounces it, bends the knees, eyes the rim, lets it fly, and he misses the second, rebounded by Okoli. Bears with the ball, down 3. Here comes Tavon Blackman. Dribbles to the right side of the floor, and he gets it left corner to Okoli. Now to Spieth, open 3 for Spieth.
Yes!
6 seconds to go, and Spieth has tied it up with his 7th 3 of the game.
And Mike White's calling like
gets it
defense is 5.
And they're going to call Blackman for a bump foul with 2.9 seconds to go.
They'll be shooting 2, because that's 10 on the Bears. "33 points for Stephen Spieth tonight, but will it be enough? Alex Copeland with a chance to give Yale a lead here as he goes to the free throw line to shoot 2 with 2.9 seconds remaining. Bears have a timeout left.
Copeland bends the knees, lets it fly, and he comes up short on the first one.
Okay, let's see now. He walks away from the line.
Copeland is an 81% free throw shooter, but he's just 1 of 3 from the line tonight, and a real big one here.
He's taking his practice shots, imaginary practice shots.
The sophomore from Los Angeles gets the ball for his second free throw to give Yale. Brown has indicated that they want to call a timeout on the catch in the front court if they can, can catch it here in the front court. Obi Okoli can run the baseline because it was a made free throw by Yale. 2.9 seconds left. Yale 75, Brown 74.
If they're going to get it to Travis Fuller here at half court, you just got to watch out for.
They get it into Spieth, and Spieth calls a timeout.
Wow, that's fabulous.
2.4 seconds to go. I'm surprised they even lost to half. Blackman, the 5 on the floor for the Bears. Downey will use his length to guard the inbounder, which is Spieth. Now Spieth could get it in and get it back.
That's what they're going to do.
Spieth will throw it in. Downey hopping up and down. The Bears get it in to Hobby. Hobby dribbles to his right. Got to fire a long 3 at the buzzer. No good. And Yale's going to win it 75-74 over the Brown Bears. An exciting basketball game tonight here at the pits. And the Bulldogs win it 75-74.
Tough shot for JR. Moving left to right. He likes going the other way off the dribble.
See the two teams congratulate one another. A hard-fought win for the Yale Bulldogs on the road. They improved to 10-6 with the win, 2-1 of the Ivies. With the loss, Brown drops to 10-9, and the Bears now 1-2 in Ivy League play. That'll wrap up our broadcast. For those of you watching us on the Ivy League Digital Network and ESPN3, we will continue on the radio with the Brown Bears postgame show and head coach Mike Martin's postgame press conference. Our game today has been produced by the Ivy League Digital Network. Any rebroadcast or resubmission of the accounts and descriptions of the broadcast without the express written consent of Brown University Athletics and the Ivy League Digital Network is strictly prohibited. Coordinating producer of today's broadcast and our director is Kevin Hession. The executive producer, Crystal DiGiovanni. Our final score once again, Yale 75 and Brown 74. For my broadcast partner, Russ Tyler, and our entire Brown Bears TV team, my name is Scott Cardisci saying good night from the Pizzatola Sports Center.
Hi, this is Chris Berman of ESPN, but I'm...
Experience our commitment to making luxury affordable for everyone. And see why Mercedes-Benz of Warwick is recognized for providing an exceptional customer experience. View our selection of new and pre-owned inventory at Mercedes-Benz of Warwick.com, a proud partner of Brown Athletics.
Elite Physical Therapy is the premier choice for physical therapy in Rhode Island. You deserve a physical therapy place that will go above and beyond to ensure you remain comfortable while achieving the result you want. Elite Physical Therapy is staffed by a team of highly trained and talented physical therapists.
Testing, Scott, you there?
Neck pain, sports injuries, and surgical rehabilitation. They create a personalized treatment plan that puts your comfort first. Elite Physical Therapy, award-winning, hands-on care for healthy results. It's your choice where to go.
The Providence Biltmore has 294 guest rooms, all with cityscape views and king-size beds. Guests will enjoy our full-service spa, McCormick & Schmick's seafood and steaks, Starbucks, a fitness center, valet parking, and free Wi-Fi. Downtown location steps away from shopping, dining, and the convention center. Plan an event in the rooftop grand ballroom with panoramic views of the city or on our terrace. Both perfect for weddings, meetings, and special events with world-class food and beverage service and gracious hospitality.
Brown Bears basketball has been brought to you by Hotel Providence. Visit us at hotelprovidence.com. Coca-Cola. Try a game changer of your own. Coca-Cola. Taste the feeling. Courtyard Marriott Providence Downtown. Also by Navigant Credit Union.
Stand by.
Life's Journey, BSN Sports, and by Innovex. This is the Bears postgame show. Once again, Scott Cardisci and Russ Tyler.
Back inside Brown Pizzatola Sports Center, the Bears lose a tough one tonight to the Yale Bulldogs by 75-74. We welcome you to the Brown Bears postgame show on AM 790. Scott Cardisci, Russ Tyler with you. A tough loss for the Brown Bears tonight, who led by a dozen at halftime, but Yale comes back to win it by 1 in the end, 75-74 with the win. Yale's record improves to 10-6. More importantly, the Bulldogs now 2-1 in league play, and with the loss, the Bears fall to 10-9 overall, 1-2 in the Ivies. And you look back at that bump block call they call on Tavon Blackman with 2.9 seconds to go in the game, and that was the difference in this basketball game. An Alex Copeland free throw decides it, and the Bears fall by 1. Mike Martin coming into his post-game press conference along with Steven Spieth, and in a moment we'll go to the podium and hear from the head coach of the Bears. All right, let's go to the podium. Brown head coach Mike Martin.
All right, well, obviously Yale played really well in the second half, and they certainly beat us, inside. That was a big part, and then they got the few threes they got at the end were, inside out, off kickouts from the low post. So, we did a pretty good job defending the three-point line for most of the game, and then I think 3 of number 24's threes were in the last 4 or 5 minutes. So, credit him. A couple of them were tough. We collapsed a little bit too much on one. One was kind of a we were in a little bit of three-quarter court pressure, and we didn't match enough quickly once they broke the pressure. And then that last one was just a really difficult shot. I mean, well guarded, and credit him. He made big shots. We made big shots. Steven obviously made some huge ones, and they just made one more play. obviously got to credit James and his staff and their players for their performance in the second half. They, I thought we played pretty well most of the night. Obviously, the first 6 to 8 minutes of the second half, we didn't start the half the way we need to, and that was, up 12 to down 1. I think it was a 13-0 start to the half for them, or maybe even whatever it was. It wasn't good for us. So credit them, and we got to learn from this and get ready for them next Friday night.
Mike, that final play coming out of the last timeout call by Yale, was the idea to get it back to Steven, the inbounder?
That was an option, yeah. That was definitely an option. That's why we had him take the ball out of bounds. But there was a couple options before that also. And, especially with, the kid 44 guarding Steven, we liked that throwback pass as an option. But credit them, they defended it well. And, you don't want it to come down to a special situation play with 2.4 seconds left. We work on that. It's a play we've had, when we work on it. And we didn't do a bad job executing it. They took away a couple of the primary options.
So the other question, Mike, would be with 2.9 seconds to go, they call the bump and the block on Tavon, which gives Copeland 2 free throws. He makes 1 of 2, which turned out to be the difference in the game. Is your thought at all that if they're going to call that, maybe we ought to try to draw a little contact, see if we can't get the same call ourselves down the stretch here? Do you try to take it to contact in a situation like that, or are you looking for an open shot ideally?
Well, with only 2.4 seconds left, I didn't think that was an option to try to draw a foul. But I get what you're saying as far as the last few minutes. I thought we were aggressive. I mean, our offense wasn't the issue in the last couple of minutes. It was the issue in the first 10 minutes of the second half, first 12 minutes of the second half. But down the stretch, I mean, Steven made huge shots. Obi made some huge plays for us. Offense wasn't really the problem other than that 10 to 12 minute stretch to start the second half. It's a comment on, I'm sure it was a foul call. They saw it, and, I'm sure they made the right call.
Steven, a career high 33 for you tonight. Congratulations. I'm sure you traded for the win. Where was this game lost in your eyes?
Yeah, I mean, I think Coach Martin said it all. I think it was the first, we always talk about starting the first 4 minutes of the second half, coming out and kind of throwing the first punch in the second half. I thought we played a great first half, especially defensively. And, obviously we didn't score the ball to start in the first half, that first 4 minutes before the immediate timeout. But if we would have gotten a couple more stops, maybe a little less momentum. We knew we were getting good shots. We kept saying, getting good shots, they're going to fall. We just got to get a couple more stops. But, I don't think we lost the game. I think they made shots to win the game. So, we'll be ready for next week.
A career high 7 threes tonight. Obviously, you were feeling it from the perimeter tonight.
Yeah, I mean, ball's been feeling good coming out of my hands the last few days. So, first few went down. So, anytime I was open, I was trying to let it fly. And the guys were finding me.
Any more questions? Okay. Coach, what do you? Oh, go ahead.
I'm listening.
Coach, how would you assess Steven's performance on 33 points?
He was great. Yeah, he was awesome. He was confident. He drove the ball. He got to the rim. He got to the foul line. He was confident shooting the ball. Credit Yale. They obviously were focusing on not fouling us. We're the number 1 team in the country as far as getting to the foul line. Tonight we only had 17 free throw attempts and 69 field goal attempts. That's they must have done a great job of not fouling. We'll learn from it and get ready for next Friday. But Steven was great, and it's a long season. We've got a lot of good basketball ahead of us, and I'm excited about getting to practice this week and getting ready for that game next Friday.
Okay, thanks.
Bears head coach Mike Martin, Steven Spieth in the post-game press conference. Bears fall by 1 to Yale tonight, 75-74. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with more of the Brown Bears post-game show in just a moment. From Learfield, this is Brown Bears basketball.
We wear the same mask, same gloves. We put on reason one thing at a time, and most of us refuse to call them babies. But then there's University Orthopedics, where we perform hundreds of arthroscopic ACL reconstructions a year.
Metacomet Country Club is one of the premier private golf clubs in Rhode Island. Metacomet Country Club has a great clubhouse with ideal banquet facilities and dining located only 5 minutes from downtown Providence. For membership information, call 401-438-1122. That's 401-438-1122. Or visit metacometcc.org. Metacomet